So first of all, I want to say everyone's version of success is very, very different. You know, to some people it might be you have a lot of money, you have a great family, you have great friends. And additionally, when you reach a certain level of success, what you define as success, then actually you can feel unsuccessful at some point because you have another level to reach, and it really is never ending. The number one thing I did that set me up differently from my peers, and it wasn't my family background, but it was actually the fact that since I was a child, I knew exactly what I wanted. I knew exactly what the fuck I wanted since I exited the womb. So I had this tunnel laser focus vision from day one, really. I'm so stubborn that nothing can get in my way. Like when I set myself on a goal, I'm not entertaining distractions. No one's getting in my way. You can't try to tell me to do something else. It's not going to happen. I will go for it until I get it. If you have no clear vision, you don't even know where you want to go. How can you expect yourself to muster all the courage and determination and persistence and to rise above failure if you have no passion and you don't know where you're going? It doesn't make any sense. I find later in my life, when I've already achieved some of my goals and I'm now looking for another goal to achieve, if I am not very clear on that goal and I don't really want it that much, I cannot muster all the said things in order to achieve that. So you must have your clear vision and you must actually really, really want it. Now, of course, you're probably not 12 years old watching this, and if you are, get onto that, boo. But if you're not, you need to just saturate your mind with other types of content. When I remember when I was in my like startup era, when I was like 15, I was like 15, 17, every morning I would wake up, and when I'm doing my makeup, getting ready for school, I would listen to motivational speeches. And that combined with the books I was reading and the fact that I literally would just not entertain people at school. I was like a little bit of an outsider actually, and I was very, very like stubborn and in my own space. That all combined together is what shaped my mindset. And that's also what propelled me to do YouTube, because I had such strong mentality that if people were to make fun of my videos, for example, I don't give a fuck, because I knew where I wanted to go. I knew. Start to saturate your mind with good books. You know what that means? You also need to do unsaturate your mind with bad content. TikTok, whatever, okay? Or try to like curate your feed. Yeah, watch motivational speeches. Wake up in the morning, watch a motivational speech, do your meditation, do your affirmations. But if you're saturating your mind like that and that's what you're surrounded with, it's actually impossible to not do well. How can you expect to have a terrible mindset and to not want to be successful if that is what you're saturating your mind with? The people you surround yourself is also very important. So, you know, growing up, I wouldn't say I had like-minded friends necessarily. That's quite hard to find when you're in high school, which is why my friends were the books, my friends were the internet, the YouTube. I was on Twitter a lot. I found like-minded communities. And this is literally brainwashing yourself to be successful, because the content that was being put into my brain every day, I had no doubts in my mind I would make it. For me, there was nothing ever out of my reach. Like to this day, you know, the very first time I ever flew business class, it felt like nothing to me. And I don't want to sound ungrateful. Of course, I'm very grateful for it, but it felt like nothing to me because I had already envisioned it and I already knew that that was going to be a natural part of my life. And it became a natural part of my life. It didn't feel like much, you know? While if something is so out of reach to you, you subconsciously, you don't think you're ever going to get it. That you're subconsciously going to sabotage yourself because you feel stupid trying to reach something so far from you. Yeah, nothing is ever out of my reach. A lot of people ask me as well, how do you find motivation and discipline? And I think that is something that actually comes quite naturally when you really, really want something. Sometimes we actually need like a force pushing us. Now, sometimes that force actually is your desire for the goal, which is why I say you need to want that goal so badly, because then that is the force pushing you. Like if you don't want that goal that much, you don't have a force. So you need to find that force. Whether that force is your fear of being a loser, your fear of not achieving what you want, being held back from your potential, you need to find that driving force. I think too many people, they never ever live up to their potential because they're too afraid of what people think. And again, you need to have that force behind you. If your desire for being great and achieving what you want is bigger than your fear of being ridiculed or made fun of, then you're going to achieve it. And also guys, as long as you like keep putting one foot in front of the other, you're eventually going to make it. Time will pass, 1, 2, you will get where you want to go as long as you persist and you just keep working on it. It's inevitable. But if fear is stopping you, then you won't get there. You never need to ask, am I going to make it? You're going to make it if you continue.